We're in the Vosges, in geologically ancient mountains that aren't very high, reaching about 1,000 meters above sea level in this area. They're heavily forested. The region's richness lies in its forests dominated by spruce but also abundant with beech and oak. The terrain was difficult to access and sparsely populated. Initially, oxen were used to carry timber down to the valley. However, the dynamically developing industry required much more of this raw material and faster transport. The abundance of timber caused the development of local sawmills. In Abreschviller alone, there were about a dozen. Now I'm going to briefly describe how this railway was built and what its history was like. In the first half of the 19th century, France planned to build roads in the area, but this was never completed. In 1870, Napoleon III initiated a war with Prussia in which France suffered a defeat. The Prussians captured Paris and occupied a large portion of eastern France. Alsace and Lorraine became a part of Prussia for 50 years. France reclaimed those territories after its victory in World War I. The forest railway in Abreschviller was built by the Prussians. In 1884, 5 kilometers of track was opened, and 4 years later another 8 kilometers. In March 1892, a terrible storm struck, felling thousands of trees in the area. To prevent them from rotting in the forest, they had to be quickly transported to the sawmills. It turned out that the Germans only needed 4 months to build about 22 kilometers, totaling 35 kilometers of track. The track gauge was 70 centimeters. It was built on the lowest cost. On 5th of July 1892, the transport of fallen trees began. Horse-drawn wagons were pulled to the log collection points and then descended by gravity. After completing this seemingly one-time task, the removal of many of the tracks began. 10 years after the first storm, another one occurred with a similar result. This stopped decision-makers from dismantling the tracks. In 1918, it was 50 kilometers long. Later, under the Treaty of Versailles, Alsace and Lorraine returned to the French Republic, and the French added 30 kilometers of track, reaching 80 kilometers in 1939. As early as in the 1920s, the forest railway began carrying tourists. It was linked to the right of the paid holidays won by successive professional groups of French workers, which led to the rapid development of tourism in France. Rides on the forest railway were very popular among summer visitors, despite the initially very primitive riding conditions. The carriages didn't even have a roof, and the benches were very uncomfortable. After World War II, the railway couldn't keep up with the existing capacity of local sawmills to transport timber from the mountains. Trucks proved to be a faster and more efficient means of transporting timber. This led to the railway's closure in 1966, but in 1968 it was revived as a historic tourist railway.